Hello and welcome back to Paleo Talks, and we are finally done with the Jurassic. Sorry about last week and not being here. I was on vacation with my family. For the one person who actually keeps up with this. I apologize. But we're getting right off into the Cretaceous with ornithomimus. This is going to be an episode of the underappreciated. And by underappreciated, I mean small. Literally. It's going to be the smaller animals of the Cretaceous because I'm going to break up the Cretaceous regionally. So this is the smaller animals of North America. Because there's a lot of stuff to cover in North America alone. North America alone, let alone the entire Cretaceous period. Which has a lot of stuff in South America and Africa and Europe and a lot of Asia as well. So most of the other episodes, we're featuring animals from all across the world, but it was broad enough that I could keep it simple enough to do them all in one thing. The Cretaceous period is not that way, and it's probably going to be broken up regionally from here on out. But this is ornithomimus. Its name means bird mimic. And think of it sort of like the dinosaur equivalent of an ostrich. It's a lot like an ostrich. Here's mother ornithomimus tending to its eggs. Sorry if it's partially obscured by this. And as you can see, it's quite blandly colored. Some scientists, here are some ornithomimus chicks. That's like little babies. Some of the scientists think that the males may have been brightly colored like this. Sort of like some birds today are, because you can see there's the females and there's the male with the brightly colored blue head. But they were fairly decent mothers. Scientists believe they showed signs of imprinting, which is the baby thinks the first thing it sees is its mom. So if an ornithomimus egg were to hatch right in front of you and you're the first thing it sees, congratulations! You are now responsible for all of these. Have fun with that. These are your kids now. Oh yeah, here's a group of, I don't know a flock. That's what you call it, a flock. So they're not predators, so I didn't want to call it a pack, but they're not, big lumbering herbivores, so it's not really a herd. They're a flock of ornithomimus. They appear to be eating, everything. This one's on lookout. Probably for him. Probably for T-Rex over here. We will talk about sometime in the future. Sorry about the clearly man-made wall in the background. These were all taken from a TV show that I like called Prehistoric Park. So there's a lot of all those images were taken from that. So this is. I'll do a review. I'll never do a review on that. And I won't go through the premise or anything because that's a waste of time. You're here to learn about dinosaurs, not TV shows. I do recommend to show them. But, as you can see, ornithomimus is here being hunted by a T-Rex. Less hunted, more eaten. Another smaller... Okay. Forgot to delete that one. Another animal, it's a lot like ornithomimus, is ornithomimus. Again, you can't really see it very well here because it's with our buddy. He keeps things nice and simple, but here's another one. Some believe it to be lightly feathered. I'm pretty sure you can see it. Okay, I'm sorry about that big insignia in the middle, but other than that, it's a really good picture. I think you can see the head is sort of bald, but it's lightly feathered in this image. And I like the image because I don't think it's all... super feathered. I don't think it has the feathered arms. I think a lot of animals like ornithomimus, like struthiomimus, would look like something like this. Yes, they were feathered, but they weren't birds, is the way to put it. And these are omnivores, really, but primarily herbivores, everything from the equivalent of birdseed to lettuce equivalents, things like that, things you would feed. I don't know, they eat a lot of vegetation. I'm sure a passing lizard or insect is something they wouldn't pass up. but it's not, meat is not a huge part of their diet. It's not the primary source of food for them. The same cannot be said about Deinonychus, which is our next animal. It's sort of like it's a raptor type animal. And here it is attacking a Sauropelta, which is one of the armored dinosaurs, who we will cover eventually. This is actually a rare one without the club on the tail, but I don't think it really needed the club to deal with him. And as you can see, this one can't really get its claws through the thick pelt of Sauropelta. Its thick, bony, studded hide cannot be pierced. But these are, as you can see, pack hunters. You know, they're pack hunters. They're attacking in the pack. Think of raptors. And if you don't know what raptors are, why are you watching this? But if you, I like to think of raptors sort of like wolves. You know, they're pack hunters. Alone, they're very mediocre. They're just meh. You're not a threat. But you get 4 or 5 of them together, or, you know, 5 or 10 of them together, then they're actually a legitimate threat. You know, one wolf isn't a threat to a buffalo. You know what I mean? It's just, get on here. 10 or 15, though? Even 5. That's a legitimate threat. And that's how raptors, in Deinonychus, in this case, which is a variety of raptor, that's the way I like to view it. Because, you know, it's got all the traits. It's got the sickle claw. It's got all that. I like to think of it as a type of raptor. So that's how they hunt it, in packs. That's how pack hunting works. Another interesting animal is Troodon, which people aren't really sure what it was. It's not, exceptionally large, but, you know, it's still... It's small. It's a pack hunter, but people aren't really sure if it was a pack hunter or a scavenger, or a little bit of both. But you can see it as, you can really see it in here. See it better in this picture. It has very large eyes. Now, so if it was a hunter, it definitely hunted by night. It was almost definitely nocturnal, because otherwise, why are your eyes so dang big? Why do you need these giant eyes, which are really good at catching light if you're not going to be out at nighttime? So this is a nocturnal animal, which uses its colossal eyes, and that is very scary to look at right now. I'm creeped out. But it can see very well, it has very good night vision. It's what I'm trying to get across. And scientists think it's more of a scavenger than a hunter, but if a pack were to form, they're not sure about it. This is Dromaeosaurus, one of the smaller animals. Again, it's a very raptor-like thing. Here they are. Here's a pack of 3. Right now, they're feeding on a baby Triceratops. Poor little thing. We will actually be covering the Ceratopsians next episode. Ceratopsians are Triceratops and kin. Any sort of horn-filled dinosaurs. Now that is what is going on. These are eating the thing. And again, this is a pack hunter, as you can see here. Sorry about the gory nature of this episode. It's usually not this bad. But here it is hunting a Parasaurolophus, a rather large pack of Dromaeosaurs. Dromaeosauri, I don't know what the plural of Dromaeosaurus is. Dromaeosaurus is? Dromaeosauri? I digress. They're hunting a Parasaurolophus, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode, because I certainly did.